Okay, as promised, I'm going to go over a few of the books that we have for sale here at the dojo. This is by no means all of the books we have, and it's a good start. So where do you start with all of these? It's overwhelming. You have to start somewhere. It's like standing in front of the ocean and saying, how do I swim? Well, you got to just stick your toe in the water. Maybe one of these will inspire you to buy one, and then you'll continue your knowledge. And you'll collect more books, read more, questions will deepen, answers will come. I don't support all of these authors here, but I enjoy having several perspectives on not just ninjutsu, but many other martial arts. I believe the key is to be open-minded enough to have a wide library. So, looking at the top here, we have Mr. Hayes' book, The Complete Ninja Collection. He'll be here in 2 weeks teaching. We have a book he wrote on the Vajrakalaya, which is the Heart of Light Blade of Thunder book. We have a book by Enzo Gracie, Mastering Jiu-Jitsu, for those of you who like the ground game. The Jin Ryaku no Maki. We have the Ancient Tomes of Ninjutsu, the Bansen Shukai, and the Shoninki. It's a good book there. Huge tome of those who like all of the ninja stuff in the old days. Secrets of the Samurai by Ratti and Westbrook. Ratti and Westbrook are well-known authors of these large compendium books. Understand Good Play by Hatsumi. These are really hard to find books, very rare. Out of print now, hardback. Good Philosophy by Hatsumi. This is one of the first books I ever owned, The Ninja and Their Secret Fighting Art by Mr. Hayes. This is one of the new covers here. That's a good start right there. If you want to start somewhere, that's a good start. It has a story in it, and it kind of inspires you. Ninjutsu. Here, this is one of the original books I had. This is for sale. Hired Swords is a good book by Carl Friday. The Rise and Power of the Warriors of Early Japan. Mystic Arts of the Ninja by Mr. Hayes. A lot of techniques in there and workouts and stretching and stuff. Ninja Fighting Techniques by Hayes is another modern approach to conflict. Stick Fighting, a wonderful book by Hatsumi if you're interested in the Hanbo, the Jo, or the Kubotan. The Ninja, Ancient Shadow Warriors of Japan. That one, I think, is by Kasem. Let's see. We have Old School. This is a really interesting book on the history of Japan and Japanese traditional martial arts by Ellis Andur. We have the book on Toshitsugu Takamatsu, The Last Shinobi by Wolfgang. A couple DVDs here on the Koto-ryu, Takagi Yoshin Ryu from Mr. Hayes' perspective. Budo Taijutsu, that's a good illustrated guide from our friends in Australia, Duncan Mitchell. That's a good book. I use that sometimes as a reference. Let's see. Bojutsu, Gyoko-ryu, Ninja Sword DVD by Hatsumi. Another DVD on the bow. Up here we have, let's see, Samurai Armor, True Path of the Ninja by Anthony. We have a couple others, Fundamental Samurai Techniques. Warriors of Japan by Paul Varley. That's a good book about the samurai swordsmanship, and Bato and Kenjutsu, Tameshi Giri of the Asian Ryu. That was one of my instructors, passed away a few years ago. Great book on the sword. How to Be a Modern Samurai, a couple copies of that there. Bujinkan Chronicles by our teacher Arnaud from France, a couple years of his writings and his experiences in Japan. Good reads there. Book of Five Rings, of course, you can't have a library without several copies of that by Musashi. We have Hidden Lineage by Sean. I recommend this book. Sean also does the Hanko stamp, so if you want a Hanko stamp, please go and seek out Sean online, and he and his wife do a wonderful job with those. Essence of Ninjutsu, that's a really old book from the 80s. The 9 Traditions by Hatsumi, one of his better books. Budo Secrets, Teachings of the Martial Art Masters by John Stevens. I like that book. Let's see, we have the Fudo Shin by Takwon Soho. I think that's a philosophical book. Samurai, just a general hardcover book by Stephen Turnbull, who's a well-known author and historian. The Unofficial Japanese Warrior's Manual. Ninja Weapons book on the chain and shuriken. Samurai Weapons by Don Cunningham. Tools of the Warrior. More of pictorial books on the different weapons. Another copy of the Book of Five Rings. This time it's kind of a nice hardback Lord of the Rings look here by Musashi. This is the Bible of Kenjutsu, so you should know this book very well. Other martial arts, Bruce Lee's fighting method of Jeet Kune Do, self-defense techniques by those of you who love Bruce Lee, a very popular book back in the 70s, I think it was 70s or 80s. The Truth of the Ancient Ways, a critical biography of the swordsman Teshu. That's a good book about a real samurai who was a master swordsman and about his life. Remember, Musashi wasn't the only swordsman. There were many, many back then. Of course, a bunch of incense you can buy. Those of you who like to meditate or change the scent of your room. Of course, by Shoyedo, the best incense company in the world, without a doubt. Another copy of Musashi, a cheaper paperback version. Ninja Unmasking the Myth, one of Stephen's new books. A lot of myth and bunkum in there that he goes through and kind of destroys. Japanese Sword Fighting by Hatsumi. A lot of good techniques in there if you like armor-based techniques. Essence of Budo by Hatsumi. That's a rare book there. Of course, the Ninjutsu, the red cover. A lot of us from the 80s that are old guys now remember buying that way back when. It still has a lot of good techniques in there. And Secret Ways of the Ninja by Hatsumi. Music, if you like music, this is some of my stuff here. I've done 30-something albums. I don't know how many now, but all these different CDs I've made over the years. If you like training music, pick up one of the Taiken series. There are 4 of those. I don't know where the 4th one is. 1, 2, 3. There's a 4th. There's like 60, 70 songs on there of taiko drums and meditation music. If you like to chill, you can get Brotherhood of the Moon, that's guitar and piano. Journey to Valinor is a CD I just came out with that's more orchestral. If you like 80s, 90s, and 70s music, Good Old Days, there's a bunch of cover songs I did. I think there's 30-something songs there. Another one, Lineage and Lore, Ancestry. These are all chill CDs of instrumentals as well there. Some DVDs that we do here, books that I've written and booklets on different subjects, the shuriken that just came out, classical taijutsu, the Kusari Fundo chain, Bojutsu DVD and the supplemental book that goes with that. You don't have to have the book to go with the DVD. There's the Naginata for those of you who want to earn certification, Kenjutsu on the sword, basics of the sword, as well as a more advanced Shoden Kenjutsu from the Kukishinden Ryu, Hanbo, half staff with a book that goes with that. And Striking the Tree is our level 1 curriculum here at the dojo. And this level 2 for blue and red belts, all the techniques you need to know. Tap outs and finishes, how to finish someone on the ground with a non-sport aspect, getting the job done, throws of Budo, how to off-balance the opponent. So there's a bunch of stuff here. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just start with one book and go from there. This is a small library of books that we have for sale here at the dojo. And I'm always telling my students, make sure you grab these and study them. Go back into the history. My library at home is 10 times this size, but this is a good start. Again, what book to pick? I can't recommend one. Just grab one and start to read and go from there. So good luck, my friends. If you want to buy these, you can find them all on Amazon. If you don't want to wait, go to Amazon and pick these up. They're all over the internet. Just Google search whatever title you're looking for, read the comments and reviews, and then pick one and start your journey.